welcome to KYETalks. I am Trupta Kolgud Nadkarni, your host for this digital platform. Here on this platform, we speak with various entrepreneurs who tell us why they didn't want to be stuck in the typical 9 to 5, but they wanted to do something different. They wanted to follow their passion, their heart, think outside the box, everything. So we're going to be speaking with the one such very successful entrepreneur today, whose name is Mr. Gaurav Shrishrimal from Sortedai AI, who along with his team followed the mantra that if you believe in your dreams, then you have to work hard towards them and in a good spirit, and eventually things will fall into place. Sortedai AI was started in 2019 by Gaurav, Snehanshu and Tamanjit, and they came up with an amazing project known as the Kaagaz Scanner, which we all are using today. So banning Chinese apps did prove to be a boon to them, as it helped them to promote their application on various platforms. And now you won't believe it, they have an amazing of 9 lakh and more than 9 lakh downloads in a matter of just 1 month. How amazing is that? What's more, the users have recognized Kaagaz Scanner as a perfect alternative to the Chinese competitors. And we're going to find out more from Mr. Gaurav. So hello and welcome to the KY digital platform. And thank you so much for agreeing to come and speak with us.
Hi, Trupta. Thank you for having me over here.
Hi.
Yes.
So, could you please tell us a little bit about Sortedai AI for sure, and also how your association with Tamanjit and Snehanshu as well, and how these ventures were started?
Sure. So I graduated from college in 2014. After that, I worked for almost 15 months in an investment bank called Credit Suisse. From then, we started our first venture called TapMe. That was into on-demand home services, something like electrician, plumber, carpenter on call, but in tier 2 cities. So we were functional in Jaipur, Visakhapatnam and Patna. So those were our target cities. Tier 2 was our target city. Me and Snehanshu were the co-founders over there. And Tamanjit was our first hire in TapMe, and he was heading technology for us. Sadly, we could not raise the follow-on funding round in TapMe and had to shut down in 4 years. So we had served 150,000 plus customers, raised it to good revenue levels and everything. But we could not raise on the follow-on funding, so we had to shut it down. But what we realized over those 4 years, that all 3 of us are very much compatible with each other and can run a business and build a business. So, and in the meanwhile, Snehanshu had an idea regarding making an application for document management. And hence, Sortedai AI started for us. Full-time, we started working on Sortedai AI from October 2019. But yes, while we were working at TapMe, we had this idea and parallelly we started doing something. But full-time, we came on board since October and have been building Sorted since then.
And I think the name is very nice, Sortedai AI. So was like who came up with that name?
So honestly, we 3 were just sitting and thinking what name should we keep for the app, or what name should we keep for our main product. And it was like that our intention is to make your lives better, in the sense that, see, all of us are struggling with some sort of a data or some sort of information overload, that we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do that. So we wanted to make AI powered productivity tools which can help you save time and save that mental block. Basically more on the mental block side, because we as Indians have a lot of time in hand. But we also have that mental block that यार वो insurance renew करना है, वो credit card bill pay करना है. So just to remove all of that mental block and resolve that issue, we thought that let's build something which would sort people out, sort people's lives out. And hence the name came Sorted, that we'll sort your lives out. Just start using Sorted.
That's amazing. And it's also make in India, so hats off to that. So, coming to my first question, although you have mentioned about it a lot, but we would love for you to add some more. What was the motivation behind starting Sorted AI?
So Sorted AI, one thing what I told you before, that I am a heavy believer in teams working together and people working together. So you rarely find a compatible match to work together and build a company.
Right.
So that's what I found in these two guys personally.
Right.
And then when Snehanshu told me that idea, what actually happened, that me and Snehanshu were visiting our investor in Singapore during our first venture Tapni, and a medical emergency happened at his place. But his wife had no clue about what insurance document does she have, and she had to visit the hospital for the same. Sadly, so luckily nothing happened over there. But that was the trigger for Snehanshu to make his own life sorted out. That okay, I have everything lined up over here.
Correct.
And since then we started discussing and building more on the idea.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. That's great. So which does bring me to my second question. What is it about this field that gives you a feeling of satisfaction, accomplishment, या in common terms kick बोलते हैं ना कि मैं जानता हूँ मैंने जो किया I've done the right thing. So what is it about this field?
So honestly, it's not about anything particular in the field. I would say for any particular business that you want to build, the one thing that gives me kick is customer satisfaction, or the positive feedback of the customer that this is how you changed my life, or you helped me change something of my life.
Right.
And second thing what I feel is the positive impact you can bring on your colleagues. It's not that you are building a company, and while building a company you can help many more people build their careers as well.
Yeah.
So while running Tapni also, I was a heavy believer in doing the work with your colleague rather than just assigning them work. Okay, do this, do that, do this.
Right.
First, if I can do it well, then I can push him or her to do it much better than me as well.
Right.
So that is what I believe in, that you need to work together and be that leader rather than okay, just assign work. And the first thing that I told, that the customer love, it needs to be there. These are the two important things. There are the usual things obviously are there, the revenue, the number of installs, number of users, that obviously is there, that gives you that satisfaction every day. But you need some things that takes you through that low versions on your days. So you have your low days and you have your high days. So you need to have those 2-3 things which keep you pushing that boss. You need to go forward and not just stop today.
Right.
So yes.
Very true. And you guys are true leaders because you believe in taking everybody with you, not just to work by yourself or just assign it.
Hopefully we are trying. So.
I'm sure the numbers speak for themselves. So, that is very impressive. Which does bring me to the third question regarding ventures. Like any new venture, it comes with its share of challenges and barriers, obstacles, whatever you would like to call it. So in the case of Sorted AI, what was it, what were the challenges that you had to face, or the hurdles, barriers you had to break and overcome?
Honestly, I would say that entrepreneurship is not new to us, because having been done Tapni before. So my personal major struggle was during that entrepreneurship journey, that the financial pressure, the emotional pressure, and it's such a lonely job. Why? Because you can't have friends from the same startup. You can't discuss everything with them. So supposedly you have an issue you need to clarify your mind about. That you had a discussion with your co-founder.
Yeah.
Who will you speak about it to? You cannot speak to a colleague like you can do it in a job. In a job, if you have a discussion with your boss, you'll discuss it with a colleague.
Right.
But I don't have any colleague like that in my startup, because my colleagues are my founders.
Right.
So if I am discussing anything with them or having an argument with them, I need to resolve it on my own, or have a good friend at the back end who helps me do that.
Right.
And so that is one thing. Second thing is obviously the financial pressures you have. So the salaries, obviously, if you are drawing a salary as a founder and there's crunch in the company, then you need to delay your salaries.
Yeah.
So that is there, because you need to ensure that your employees are paid first, because they are working. It's their job.
Yeah.
So you can't delay their salaries after a certain limit.
Right.
Obviously, sometimes the salaries are delayed for startup and employees and everything, but you can't go on delaying कि हाँ 3 महीने बाद दूंगा मैं. You can't do that because they have their EMIs, they have their everything going on, right? So you need to make those sacrifices yourself to get them moving and to get them motivated. And third thing was that whatever happens in the company, you always need to have a happy face. You can't come in an office sad that, okay, you had a crazy discussion with the investor. You can't come in the office sad looking that, okay, boss, aaj to kuch nahi hoga. Company has to function as it is functioning. Your face can do a lot of things in the company. If the founder is coming in the office with a sad face or an angry face, the entire office will be sad the entire day. And I have seen that. I have done that mistake. So that has happened with me. My partner guided me, Snehanshu guided me to how to conceal those expressions also. But I am a very expression vocal person. So it gets in the way. But still, you need to improve every day. Understand that everything needs to be filtered out. So you need to give a clear picture to the employees, but not everything needs to be given out to the employees. You need to be that barrier, stopping some things as well, stopping the bad news, and then giving it whenever the time is right. So yeah, something like that, I would say. Those were my learnings from being an entrepreneur, running a startup. Those were my issues while I was running Tapney.
Absolutely. And it's so important, Gaurav, like you said, because we don't really think about it actively, like my face, your body language. It does impact so many people. So
honestly, I would say that I never imagined. I was around, when we were at our peak, I was around 25 years old, running a company of around 70, 80 employees. So that was not what I had imagined it would be. So I never realized that facial expression is important, or things like that are important, which I learned over my 4 years stint at Tapney. That is what I learned over there.
Right. And it's a continuous learning process, and you're open to learning and changing. So I think that's really wonderful.
True.
Which does bring me to my next question. Like, what do you think right now is needed for you to all to reach your business goals or business aspirations, so to speak?
So one thing that I mentioned before, that I am a heavy believer in the team thing. So I personally feel that team is a very important aspect in making a business successful.
Right.
In team, you should like have complementing qualities to each other. That, okay, boss, if one person is aggressive, second needs to be calm, and third needs to be in between that, so that a proper balance is there. If one person is a micromanager, the other one has to be a macro manager. So everything needs to be balanced and complement each other. So that was good with all three of us. Third, and then what I believe in, some qualities need to be there while you're working as a team, which I have learned in my seeing my parents. So I personally am from a joint family. So I have seen my dad and his brother working. How do they work? They were running a factory. So I have learned from that part, and then been working in the startup for 4 or 5 years as well, that integrity, honesty, these are undervalued things in the startup world, I would say. But this is important. This is important, that you need to be honest. You need to have that high integrity with your founder, with your co-founder, basically. He needs to know that, okay, if he says, Gaurav, tomorrow this needs to be delivered, then this has to be delivered tomorrow. You can't do like you can't break his trust that, okay, boss, he was banking on you, then you need to do it. So that is heavily required, I would say, to achieve any sort of business excellence or anything like that. A good team, a dependable team, and who are trusting each other, that is the most important thing. Because whenever you are low, either your motivation drives you or your team drives you. So if you have a good team, then it's all done. So yeah. So that's what I would say personally. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's very well said. You need your team. You need those strong people to lift you up when you're down.
Correct.
Work with integrity. Which
Correct.
this question, like, because of the COVID pandemic, how has it affected you guys? And has the Make in India sentiment grown even more? Because then it boils down to how were things before and after banning the Chinese apps. So has it really helped you guys with that?
So, first thing, your first question, COVID, I would not say it has affected us a lot.
Okay.
Because we know how all three of us work. So we know the working style, we know everything. So it just takes one call in 2 days or 3 days, and we are sorted out. Like, I know what my work is,
right.
I'll get it done.
Right.
I know what Snehanshu's work is and Taman's work is,
okay.
and they'll get it done. Right. So not much of an issue since COVID, I would say, in that regard.
Right.
Secondly, the ban Chinese thing obviously has helped us a lot. So that is the major reason why we are at these 9 lakh number, the right. 9 lakh installed numbers.
Right.
One thing what I would want to reiterate over here is that our experience as second time founders has also helped us Absolutely. On determining which all mediums to push, how to push, which customers to talk to, how to talk to them. So just considering if you say someone while referring to a customer, generally the term, if you contact any customer support, you will get a reply, hello Trupta. You'll not get a reply anything else, right? You will just get a reply, hello Trupta.
Right.
But if the customer support comes in and tells you, okay Trupta ji, or tells you Gaurav bhai, how are things at your end? Right. So that is much more personal.
Right.
And that is all we have been implementing. So if you go see our Play Store reviews, replies, everywhere we try to personalize it so that people know that the product is for them and not just a okay, good product.
Exactly.
So one more thing, why we need to focus so much on the customer delight factor is because our product is not perfect today.
Okay.
We are being compared against Kaagaz Scanner, but we released our product on 15th of June.
Okay.
So no one gives us that relaxation that, boss, you're just 45, 50 days old. Yeah. Okay, you'll build it. No one thinks like that. Right. Customers think like, boss, there is Microsoft Lens, there was Kaagaz Scanner, there's Adobe, whosoever there was,
right.
They are comparing them to us.
Right.
So it's difficult to do that. Then we need to balance it out on some another level because product building will take time. It's not a thing that, okay, you just click and the product is made. You can't do that.
Yeah.
So if we are building for you, then we need to take your feedback and then build it.
Exactly.
Rather than, okay, I'll build XYZ things and push on to you. I can't do that.
No, that's absolutely.
So that is the thing that how Chinese ban helped us and how we are building the product. Now it's our full concentration is towards Kaagaz Scanner and building it for the people.
Absolutely. And like you said, it's so important, one word G and high, it takes it to a whole different level because you're personal. So people naturally connect with it more. And they're only hoping that these numbers go up and up and up and more people use Kaagaz Scanner. So I think that's, all the best for that. So
Thank you.
It does bring me to my next question, Gaurav, that how did this venture change you guys? What changes did it bring about in you all?
So the one thing that I told you before that with Kaagaz, specifically with Kaagaz, I actually personally realized that how personalized communication can help a startup grow as well.
Correct.
So be it on Twitter, be it on Play Store, the replies you'll see from us, we try to personalize it because I personally reply to the Twitter tweets there are or any sort of Twitter you're seeing, it's personally by me. Okay. So that is what I am handling right now in the growth part that, okay, I am using Twitter and Play Store reviews to drive that conversation. Play Store reviews are also being done by me and one of my interns. So that is what we are doing it personally ourselves and not any bot is there or a set of replies are there and we push it to all. So that is being done personally by ourselves. Secondly, being part of the startup journey has helped me evolve personally as well. That I was a very, so when I started Tapney, I was a very aggressive guy to be with. So a young guy just in the startup domain, trying to make his name, pushing everyone that, okay, you need to do this, you need to do this.
Right.
So that is what I was. Over the time, I realized that, okay, you need to see the bigger picture also, and not every day shouting at your employee doesn't make things better. You need to see that why is it happening, why is the person doing that. So being more calm, that is what I have learned over past 5 years, how to talk to customers, how to get things done at the customer level. So those are a few learnings. And yes, there are a lot of startup learnings also, that, okay, how to hire, when to hire, those are obviously there. But on personal level, it's the calmness that you need to take certain decisions.
Right.
Because you can't just take all the decisions aggressively कि हाँ ये तो कर लेंगे. ऐसे नहीं हो सकता. There needs to be that calm thing over there as well.
Right. And so you learn like you said, every day you're learning new things and you're open to that change. And you guys.
Honestly, I've become a better listener as well, because I always went in and said, okay, ye nahi ho payega. So I have become a better listener as well since we have been doing TAPME and everything.
Right. That is amazing. Which does bring me to my last question is, what are your words of wisdom or some advice that you would like to give to all the budding or upcoming entrepreneurs out there?
So just a couple of advices actually. You can stop me in between if I go long.
No,
but one thing is that everyone needs to realize that this is a 24/7 job.
Yeah.
It's not anything that, okay, मैं 14 घंटे काम कर लूँ. It's 24/7.
Right.
Whenever you're sleeping also, the thought will be running.
Yes.
Or a customer will call, or something happens. So there will be times when a customer will call you while you're sleeping. And you need to take that call and talk properly, because you need that deal to be afloat.
Right.
Or else your company will shut down.
Yes.
So it can happen at any point of time. That you need to be so much in the game that whatever happens, you need to keep your phone on.
Yeah.
Or your partner needs to keep your phone on. One person needs to be there always. So while we were running TAPME, so we were a heavy ops business.
Okay.
Like serving customers at home and everything. So we were a heavy operations focused business.
Right.
So we made it a point that on Diwali also, we took a leave only for Diwali.
Okay.
Before that, my partner went on leave. After that, I went on leave.
Okay.
So for the last 5 years, I have traveled home only on Diwali morning.
Wow.
I have not come home before for Dhanteras or whatsoever. And Diwali is considered our biggest festival personally.
Of course. Yeah.
So that is what, there are some things that you need to be there 24/7.
Right.
Secondly, it all seems fancy from the outside. Fundraise, this sort of an interview, a PR release, everything seems fancy. So the person who would be seeing this will also be like, ki, mera bhi kabhi interview hoga.
Right.
It just seems fancy. But when one day, while running a business, starting a business, one day comes and you need to fire 50 people in the same day, lay off 50 people in the same day. That's difficult. I have done that, been through that. To lay off 50 people, looking at their eyes, and tears were rolling down my eyes, because I worked with them for 3 years. 3 years long journey. So out of 50 people, 20 people were with me for 3 years. Complete, start to end. And to take them off, to tell them that, boss, after 1 month, I don't know who will be paying for your food. You need to take care of that. That is very difficult. You just can't go with the flow that, okay, boss, mera PR hoga, fundraiser hoga, sab achhi baat hai. But if you have employees under you, then it's a big job ahead of you. Yeah. You need to take care of their future also, of their everything as well, right? And one more thing that the last thing is that you need to have that one motivation which keeps you going always.
Yeah.
So while running TAPME, my motivation was that, okay, I am making life of my 150 technicians better.
Right.
I am helping them earn more.
Right.
So that was my motivation to keep me going. During Kaagaz and Sorted, my motivation is that my people are reliant on me. My customers are reliant on my app. That's what keeps me going.
Right.
But there are days, so yesterday there was a day where we got a lot of 1-star ratings. So what will help you go through that day also?
Right.
So if you open that console and you see last 5 ratings at once as 1 star, you're like, boss, ऐसा क्या कर दिया मैंने? एक दिन में तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता ऐसा. But yes, there are those days.
Yeah.
So you need that motivation, some motivation which takes you through that day.
Correct.
So you need to have that motivation, 24/7 job, and don't just go for the fancy stuff that okay यार PR होगा, fundraise होगा, फलाना ढीकना. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होने वाला है ज्यादा. सब होता है, but there are cons as well. You need to look at hiring people, firing people, laying off, everything you need to do on your own.
Yes.
Like your dad or your senior is not coming to help you over here. There's no boss. You're your own boss.
Yes.
So, yes.
Yeah. No, that's very well said. Because, ऐसे we want like instant gratification. ऐसे होता नहीं है, and you have to be well aware that all these things take time, or you have to be responsible, or like you said, like there are hard days, but you cannot just give up. You have to keep going and find that motivation. So that's really very well said, Gaurav. And we would really like to thank you for giving us your time and coming and speaking.
No problem. Yeah.
On the KYE digital platform. It was really nice to speak to you. We got to learn so many things about Sortedai, Kaagaz Scanner and everything. And really hoping for those numbers to go up, Make in India.
Sure, we are hoping as well. We'll soon touch a million mark, hopefully.
Amazing.
So,
we really wish you all the best. And it will
be
nice to speak to you. And thank you so much. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.